Hi, my name is Michael Harlow, and I am the race director for the East Coast Triathlon Festival. The East Coast Triathlon Festival is in its 14th year, and we are very excited to welcome you to this amazing event. I want to take a quick moment and recognize the tremendous sponsors who make this event possible. Without these sponsors, events like this would not be possible. And so I encourage you to get to know these sponsors, give them some love when you see them at the event, as well as reach out to them for your business needs outside of the event as well. I want to take a quick moment and talk to you about Live Red Foundation. We have made a few changes to parking this year that we want to make you aware of. If you are staying in the hotel area, which is this blue area, the easiest way to get into the race venue on race morning is just to ride your bike or walk down to the race venue from there. It is a short ride or walk, and then you don't have to deal with parking at the venue. This purple area is right along Cox Road and a very popular parking area. There are several businesses right there that allow you to park and just walk across Cox Road, very close to the swim, which works very, very well, especially for spectators. The yellow area is a large parking lot, but we cannot have cars going in and out of it due to cyclist safety throughout the day. And so if you're coming in the early morning before 7 o'clock and are willing to stay until 4 o'clock, you can get that primo parking right in those in that yellow area. It's that large parking lot right next to transition. The green parking areas are across or just outside of the race course and are good parking areas. There it will be a little short walk to get in from there if you park there, but still great parking very close to the venue. Now, the big change that we made is this pink area along Highwoods Parkway. In the past, we've allowed parking there. This year, we are going to have designated volunteer parking along that because we need an easy way for volunteers to come in, park, as well as get dropped off since we have multiple shifts of volunteers coming in throughout the day. And so you will not be able to pull in and park there this year. Okay, let's go over the schedule for the day. So this is the complete race schedule. We're going to be starting out the day with our junior elites at 7 and 8:30. Then our youth elites at 10 and 11 o'clock. After that, we've got an age group non-draft race for ages 5 to 12 at 12 o'clock. And then a new two-person draft legal mixed relay for ages 13 plus at 1 o'clock. And then 2 o'clock is an age group non-draft for 13 plus. And then at 3 o'clock is an age group draft legal for 13 plus. Now, if we look at the specific schedule, for the youth and junior elites, it follows a typical pattern where 75 minutes before your race start, transition is going to open. 45 minutes before your race start, swim course will open. 15 minutes before the swim course will close and transition will close, we'll have athlete staging. 15 to 10 minutes before the start, and then your race start will go. Immediately after each of these races, we will have awards. So if you're in the top three at one of these races, make sure that you hang around the finish line area and we'll pull you over for awards briefly following. Now, the age group races also follow a similar schedule with the transition open in typically an hour to 75 minutes before each race, and then everything else is the same. But you will want to note these times so you can stay on schedule throughout the day. The other thing that I want you to note is what transition area you are in. So you'll notice transition B and transition A. I'll show you that transition layout in just a minute. And but you'll want to know which one you'll be getting into so you know how to load. We have two transition areas so that there's one live transition area and then there's one for setting up the next race. This allows us to put races back to back and get all the races accomplished that we have planned for the day. Well, quick note on equipment. All races except for the age group 13 plus non-draft race must be completed on a road bike. The reason being is because they are draft legal or they are a youth race. Youth races require drop style handlebars, just like draft legal racing. So this means no aero bars, no disc wheels. I do not mean disc brakes, but disc wheels in these races. Now, in the age group 13 plus non-draft race, tri bikes with aero bars with disc wheels are allowed. So you are welcome to use that in that non-draft 13 plus race. Now, pre-race, a couple things to keep in mind. There are plenty of areas that you can warm up. We already talked about swim warm up. Bike warm up, the best way to do that is on a trainer, but you can also go outside of the bike course and warm up. You can also warm up on the bike course as long as we do not have a race live at that time. So please be aware if there is a live race going on, you will not be allowed on the bike course. Same thing with the run. You will not be allowed on the run course, but there's plenty of area to warm up around the lakes outside of the run course, plenty of areas for you to do it. When you are ready to check into transition, you will want to come to transition ready to race. So you'll want your bike, your helmet on your head with the race number on the front of the bike, which we will provide you. You'll want your uniform on. And you'll want either tattoos in place for the youth and junior elites or body markings for the age group. Body marking will take place right outside of transition, so it'll be easy for you to get that done right before you go in. After you've done your swim warm up, if you choose to do so, we will have staging down by the swim start. You will receive your swim cap and your timing chip down by the swim start, and then you will line up at least 10 minutes before your race start for staging. That's where we will call you out to the start line and get you ready for your start. Let's go a little bit over the course. So first off, transition. Before the start, you will want to find your location in transition. Now, for example, if you are number, say, 335, you are going to find spot 35 in your transition area. This is really important because we have multiple races going on throughout the day. So each of those races uses the same last two digits of their number for their transition spot. Bikes should be racked by the seat nose pointing toward the flow of traffic, so pointing towards the other side of transition. For age group athletes, this is not mandatory. You can rack by your handlebars, but we do recommend it because it is a little bit easier of a flow and a faster overall setup. There will be some youth age group athletes that their bike just simply cannot fit on the rack. It's too short, or the athlete can't get it up there. We'll work with you and we'll find a spot for you that works. So no stress there whatsoever. It is ideal that you have the gear that you need for the bike on the bike or behind the front wheel of the bike in transition. You can also place it in your transition bin for the elites if desired. We will not use any race bibs in our for any of the races, so you do not have to worry about bringing a race belt or anything like that. Once your bike is in transition, the bike should not be removed until competition begins. So please do your bike warm up before bringing your bike in and racking it in transition. Transition one is located 485 feet from the swim exit. So you have a little bit of a run to get up there and into transition, so you'll want to plan accordingly. When you get to transition, our elites will have a transition bend with your number, or specifically your last two digits of your number, and all used swim equipment must be in or be placed in that bin. In transition two, it is ideal that you rack your bike by the seat or by handlebars, or brake levers, facing away from the flow of traffic. So towards the barricades is ideal. Again, for the elites only, all used bike equipment must be placed in the transition bins once you discard it. This is a layout of transition. You'll see you'll get out of the swim down here by the water. You'll be running up and through the barricades into your transition, and then that'll flow out and onto the bike course. Same thing for the run, where you will come back from the bike with this blue line along the bottom of the map, back into transition, and then out the same way you did on the run or on the bike. This is just another flow or diagram of transition showing the two different transition areas, so that you can see that when one is open, the other is closed. If you see this dotted line, this dotted green line at the beginning and end of transition, that is a removable barricade that flows back and forth between the two transitions, and when designating which one is open. The swim course is an in-water start with a 1-lap course. Again, athletes receive their swim cap and their chip down at the swim start. You will be called up to choose your spot on the start line. Once you choose that spot, we ask you to stay in that spot, not switch after you choose it. The starter will ask you to step into the water. Once you step into the water, there's a nice shelf for you to stand on. It does not get deep right away. From there, a horn blast will start the race. Once you dive from that shelf, it pretty much immediately gets to about 5-6 feet deep for the majority of the lake. There will be a yellow buoy, which will designate your turn buoys. Outside of that, there are orange buoys that are more sighting buoys, but those yellow buoys are what you're looking for because those are your turn buoys. Junior elites, you will go under the bridge. As you go under the bridge, make sure you keep the buoys on your right, and not go in between the two buoys. We want to keep the buoys on our right. If you're an age grouper doing the duathlon, you will be running one loop around the lake, which is a half mile, and then you will be joining the swimmers as they come out of the water to run up to transition. The official water temperature will be announced 1 hour before each event. This is what the swim course looks like. As you can see, age group 5 to 12 will be making this blue route, which is a quick 100-meter swim. The age group 13 plus, as well as our youth elites, will be making this yellow loop around the second fountains. And then our junior elites will be doing this red loop, taking them all the way to the third fountain, which takes them under the bridge and then back under the bridge on the way home. You'll also see this green 200-meter loop, which is the mixed relay, which is going to be a lot of fun. Junior elites, as you are going under the bridge, make sure you do not stand up and run. That is a disqualification. The swim is intended for swimming, not running, and there will be officials up there, so you want to make sure you're aware of that and do not make that mistake. The area where it would be possible to run would be this yellow area right along the shore as you go under the bridge. And so that's where we want to avoid it. Okay, the bike course is a clockwise loop with one 180-degree turn. As you are on the course, and I'll show you a map of this in just a little bit, you will complete all of your loops out on the course before turning to come back into transition. You will not travel through transition on every lap. There is a wheel pit located on Highwoods Parkway right as you complete each loop or start the beginning of your bike. And you can drop off well-marked wheels at the transition prior to transition closing, and we will take them to the wheel pit and have them available if you had a mechanical and needed to make a change in the race. For the youth and junior elites, the lap out rule is in effect, meaning if the first cyclist or pack of cyclists catches the last cyclist or pack of cyclists, those cyclists will be pulled off the course. This is not the case for any other race, whether it be non-draft or draft legal. We do not have a lap out rule in effect for any age group races. The mixed relay is a draft legal race, meaning no tri-bikes, no disc wheels, just like we spoke about earlier. And it is important to notice that or be aware that in the 13 plus age group races, so that's the draft legal as well as the non-draft, you will share the part of the run course that is on the same section as the bike course. You will be sharing that with runners, and so it is a little narrow there, and so you want to be more aware and make sure you are super safe. There are two speed bumps on the course, which are perfectly fine to go over. We do it all the time and practices, as well as they have been there for several years for this race. But you do want to be aware of them because you don't want to come up on them and not know that there is a speed bump there. So please just look at that before the race and know where those are. They're right near the end of the bike course. Okay, here's where the bike course looks like. You'll be exiting transition right down here in the parking lot, making a right on Highwoods Parkway, making another right on Sadler Road, then making a right on Cox Road. Real quickly, going down Sadler Road is a decent little downhill into a right-hand turn. We will have hay bales on that corner, but we want to make sure that you are super aware of that sharp turn, and because you'll probably be doing it at a decent speed. So that's one that you just want to be aware of and make sure you're careful as you go around that turn. You'll be continuing slightly downhill to the lake, and then it's a slight uphill to flat along Cox Road all the way up to Inns Lake Drive. Oftentimes, you'll experience a little bit of wind on that section of the course as you go up Cox Road, but it depends on the year. Make a right on Inns Lake Drive, and then a right on Dominion Parkway. Dominion Parkway is a nice flowy section, typically pretty protected from the wind and nice and fast. You'll eventually come down to a roundabout right here before you get to Waterfront Place, a little roundabout. You'll stay to the outside of that roundabout. We'll have that coned off so it'll be really clear. And you'll go down and it'll turn into Waterfront Place. That's just a short out and back with a U-turn at the end. Make sure you are super careful around that U-turn and are aware that you will be making a U-turn as you come down that hill. After that, you'll come up, you'll turn on Highwoods Parkway, which brings you back to either the finish of your bike or you will be continuing on or more laps. As we showed you before, you'll be making a right turn back into the parking lot to get back into transition. Youth elites will be making 2 laps. Junior elites will be making 4 laps. The age group 5 to 12, as well as the mixed relay, will be doing 1 lap. And then the age group 13 plus or adult, non-draft as well as draft legal will be making 2 laps of this course. And we just have this up here again, this transition map, so that you can see when you are all done with your last lap, you are going to be making a right turn and taking this blue line back into transition, or this blue arrow back into transition. Just make sure you're counting your laps and you know when to make that turn. We will, for the youth and junior elites, have a lap counter at that turn. For the age group races where we could have people on different laps, it's important that you are aware of how many laps you have made. Okay, the run course is an out and back course. It follows part of the bike course. And again, we want to make sure that our 13 and older or adult age groupers are careful on that bike course, and that the run course, when you're out on the run course on that section that shares with the bike, that you're careful and aware of the bikes as well. There will be an aid station 200 meters from the start as well as finish line of the course. For those that are making 1 lap, you will pass that twice. For the junior elites who are making 2 laps, you will pass that 4 times. So plenty of opportunities. When you're coming back in, you've completed your lap, or for the junior elites, your 2 laps, you will make a left turn around the cone that brings you back into the finish line, into the main venue. You'll want to make sure that you stay to the right of that cone so that any athletes who are leaving on the run course do not run into you. So we want to make sure that we stay to the right, keeping that cone to our left. Keep in mind that pacing is not allowed by coaches, teammates, friends out on the course. So you'll want to be aware of that and make sure you communicate that with your excited fans. This is the run course. You will see as you exit transition, you'll come out and make a right on Highwoods Parkway, right on Sadler Road, and then a right on Cox Road for the youth elite, the junior elite, as well as the age group 13 plus. The age group 5 to 12 will turn around right here on the corner of Highwoods Parkway and Sadler Place. So you have a shorter half-mile run. And then the mixed relay for the first leg will continue all the way down to the lake. And then the tag zone is right down there by the lake, where you will tag your second participant in the relay. And then the second participant, when you get to your run, you will go make the right-hand turn on the Sadler Road, just past the kids 5 to 12 turnaround. And you'll go just 100 meters further down that road and turn around there, because that is a 1K run course. Post race, we'll have food, drinks, medals near the finish line. We'll have awards shortly after each finish. You don't have to wait around till the end of the day to get your awards, because we will do rolling awards throughout the day. Please, if you, as soon as you're done, please go remove bikes from transition. As you can imagine, we have another group that will need to set up in there quickly after your race. So take some time, go grab your bike, get it out of transition. We do have some areas outside of transition with some racks. If you need to leave your bike somewhere, you're welcome to put it there. Again, we'll have elites awards right after the completion of each of those races, and age group awards will be tentatively, though we're pretty good at having these on schedule. 1 o'clock for the 5 to 12 non-draft race, 2 o'clock for the 2-person mixed relay, 3 o'clock for the age 13 plus adult non-draft race, and 4:15 for the age 13 plus adult draft legal race. We want to make sure we have a safe and fair day of competition. And so please take a moment, click or review this link that we have provided and review all the various rules of triathlon. At that link, you'll find rules for draft legal as well as non-draft. And if you have any questions, please reach out to us and we can put you in touch with our lead official, Adam Nemeth, or USA Triathlon to be able to answer additional questions. Additionally, youth and junior elite athletes must watch the official rules briefing, the 2026 Youth and Junior Elite Cup rules briefing that is provided on the website at East Coast Triathlon Festival. And we want to wish you the best of luck in your race. We know that this is going to be an exciting, fun day. And if there's anything at all that we can help with, please do not hesitate to reach out to us and before the race, and we'd be happy to help. Thank you.